Namaskar, this is 𝐒𝐮𝐬𝐬, co-founder at KhetiGaadi, and today we have an industry stalwart from tractor and farm mechanization industry, and we would like to welcome S Grewal San for KhetiGaadi presents Sowing Success with Agri Stalwarts.
Thank you very much for having me here. Thank you.
Sir, Kubota as a brand is known for innovation, technology. We would like to understand where does brand Kubota stands today in the Indian market since its entry into the this very complex yet maybe organized market.
Right. So let me start from the beginning. Kubota entered India in December 2008.
Okay.
So 2009 was probably our first business year, and we started with a very modest number of 147 machines.
Okay.
And it's not only tractors; we are also into harvester and rice transplanter. And today, when we see last 14 years, last year we have crossed 26,000 units of machines. So with it means we are just seeing the cumulative annual growth rate is about 45%.
Okay.
So I think starting from a very modest start today, I think as an organization it has grown fairly well. And the other thing is, as Kubota, I think basically wanted to bring in a technology which was not existing in the Indian market.
Okay.
So that has been the kind of spirit behind Kubota's entry, because Kubota it's as you know, number one brand in Japan on tractors. And most of if you see the industry here in automobiles or electronics, there is a lot of Japanese products are there, and which maybe the consumers are taking benefits of it. So Kubota wanted to kind of provide that same kind of experience in the agri machinery sector.
Okay.
So that's how the journey has been. And another thing I think it's very important that we have now strong channel partners. So in end of 2009 we had only 22 channel partners.
Okay.
Today we have more than 300.
Fantastic.
So I think they are also contributing in the success. So that's been the journey, and the basic idea was to provide the best technology available in the world to Indian farmers. And as you know, Japanese technology is considered to be the best. So we thought this is the kind of spirit behind which Kubota has been working in India.
Okay. Can you elaborate a little bit on the gap which you saw, as you mentioned now, that you got products which were not maybe present in the Indian market? Can you elaborate a little bit on that?
Right. So as you saw, firstly, I always, when I say four-wheel drive, so globally, four-wheel drive tractors are being used. Means even if you go to any country in South Asia also, mostly you will find four-wheel drive tractors, which means all the four wheels of the tractors have power.
Okay.
But we are finding in Indian market still two-wheel drive technology was being marketed. So definitely four-wheel drive tractors have a much better traction, much better pulling power with the same engines. So our first idea was to provide that four-wheel drive technology to the Indian market.
Okay.
The second was there was a requirement for the horticulture markets where they wanted compact tractors which probably can enter into vineyards or between the sugarcane fields,
Orchards
of any types. So most of the bigger tractors cannot enter into those areas.
Right.
So there was a requirement for a compact tractor, but a compact with power.
Okay.
So power should also be there. So that's where I think one of our first launch of products was those compact tractors. Again, with all the best features, four-wheel drive technology, power steering, oil immersed brakes and all. They were compact but powerful, which helped means kind of the farmers to use kind of good quality sprayers, heavy duty sprayers, which probably earlier was not possible to use with the current range of tractors. So this was one of the areas which we can say we created the market, which probably never existed earlier. And the second area was on lightweight four-wheel drive tractors.
Okay.
So we initially introduced our L series models, which were lightweight four-wheel drive tractors, again for paddy cultivation. Because in paddy you can't use a very heavy tractor, and because that will get bogged into the mud. So our idea was to have lightweight tractors, which have four-wheel technology, and they can probably work in the paddy fields without any issue. You don't need to put even cage wheels.
Okay.
And still work in the paddy fields, and you can use a rotavator. So you could do a much better finishing of the paddy fields, which earlier people were kind of putting some big cage wheels, which were kind of damaging the soil also. Means if you look at the cage wheels, actually they finally damage the soil. So this was one of the concepts. So these were two major concepts, I will say, the compact segment and the lightweight model. So today also, whatever products we have, they have a very nice combination, like our current series, the multi-utility series. They also have that feature of being a multi-utility. So they are not very heavy, they are not very light, but they are very perfect for the farming requirements.
Okay, great. So as we understand, definitely brand Kubota has grown maybe leaps and bounds. But we also understand that you've been also associated with the brand for quite some time now.
Yes.
So what change do you think Kubota as a brand, Kubota as a team have actually bought into the Indian market? I mean, how do you look at the farmer in serving him with a technology aspect today?
Right. So I joined in 2010. So quite means you can say the beginning of the organization in India. So at that time, the products what we were having, like we had the compact tractors, we had the lightweight tractors. So many people said this technology will not work in India. We don't see such tractors in India. So this technology you have brought in, probably nobody is going to accept this products.
Okay.
And we also had introduced our rice transplanters, again a very new technology. So, and we had track type harvesters. And that time in track type harvester, there was only one other company which was selling. So that was also not a very popular field. So many times we used to hear from our kind of industry people, oh, this technology will not work in India. So then we said, okay, we have to make it a success.
Okay.
So the idea what we took is we will not focus on competition. We'll focus on the farmer.
Okay.
So I still remember this beautiful book I read that time, Blue Ocean Strategy.
Yeah.
Which is one of my favorite books.
Okay.
So the idea was to focus on the farmer, create new markets, and make the competition irrelevant.
Okay.
So that's what basically the box talks about, and I'm a big fan of that. So we actually use Blue Ocean technology to create new Blue Ocean markets where we could, which those markets never existed. So if you look at the compact, powerful tractors like what we are today seeing used in Maharashtra and vineyards and all, those markets did not exist actually. They were not having those imported sprayers, that low volume sprayers are what we are seeing today. So we focused on what does the farmer need, what are his pain areas, how our technology can help the farmer. So the focus came onto the farmer, and even for our like 4-wheel drive tractors, we told them how a 4-wheel drive tractor helps you.
Okay.
Like one of the very popular ad was a horse running on 4 legs.
Okay.
Then how about a horse running only on 2 legs?
Okay.
How do you find it will be? So a horse should use all these 4 legs. So, so when we talk about tractor, it has horsepower. So it has to use all the 4 wheels. So I think we actually pioneered the 4-wheel drive shift in the Indian market, I always say. Because at the time when we were selling 4-wheel in 45 HP segment, nobody was there. At that time there was no other competitor. Today of course everybody has entered into that fray. But still Kubota has the strength of 4-wheel because we use the bevel gear technology. In bevel gear technology, you can have very good turning radius with 4-wheel drive.
Okay.
While with the traditional 4-wheel drive, the turning radius is very small, the movement is very small. So that's the technology of Kubota, which is now in 4-wheel drive, definitely we have an edge.
Okay.
So that's how I think we have kind of made our products kind of which are suitable for the customer, and then try to teach them how they are suitable. And slowly then definitely the farmer understood. So today, like in rice transplanters, we have consistently been number 1.
Okay.
Rice transplanter, nobody was putting that kind of effort in the rice transplanting field. So we have consistently maintained number 1 position there. In track type harvesters, so we already put behind the number 1 position company which was there at that time, and from 2015 onwards we have been consistently number 1 for market share. So on both those products.
Great.
And of course in tractors, If you see, we have been consistently the fastest growing brand from 2018 onwards.
Yes.
So 2018, 19, then 19, 20, 21, 22, and last calendar year also. We have been the fastest growing in the tractor industry.
That's quite interesting, rather,
Yeah.
isn't it? Because when we actually analyze both, you've actually managed to create a blue ocean strategy, where in India the situation was of the red ocean strategy,
Right.
where there were strong players doing good business.
Right.
But I think you saw your space, you got into it, you were dedicated to it, and then you started. Now coming back to again the same, I think the 20 and 21 HP to 30 HP market, what we're speaking about specifically for Kubota, has done really well.
Yes.
So how did you think that? And also your, I think 450 is also one of the top products.
Right.
So which segments, which markets, how are you catering that?
Right. So if we look at the compact segment, which is again the 20 to 30 HP segment, so in that probably, as you know, sugarcane is one of the big markets.
Okay.
So other than the grape markets, in the sugarcane market there was a requirement of a product which is less than 3 feet in width. So today we have that product, which is our A211N, which is a very compact tractor, and it can go between the sugarcane, which is 4 feet. So a lot of farmers, they go for 4 feet cultivation. So there was no product which can enter into that kind of field.
Okay.
So that introduction actually helped enter into that market. So that was one. Then of course, as you mentioned, our now we have the MU4501.
Okay.
Another very popular product. So this is our multi-utility series.
Okay.
So MU4501 comes both in 2-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive. So as per the customer requirement, probably if he is doing only dry land cultivation, probably he can still use the 2-wheel drive. But if he is into some kind of wetland cultivation, he needs more power, he can use the 4-wheel drive also. Okay. So MU4501 actually is a kind of very nicely positioned for a mid-agriculture farmer. So that's why today this is one of the very popular products, which is giving us the growth in sales also. So I think these I think probably I will say are the two products. One I talked about is A211N, which is the narrowest, one of the narrowest tractors in the industry today, and then our MU4501, which is kind of the best suited for any customer who is really looking for a mid-range tractor for agriculture cultivation.
Okay. So